Hello everyone, it's Kirstie and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to share with you my best 6 tips on how to create a luxurious and cozy winter bedroom. Before we get into the video, if you're new here, welcome to my little community and I would love if you could subscribe. It really helps my channel out and that way you'll also get notifications each week when I post a new video. Winter is in full effect and with it the frosty weather. While it may be terrible outside, that weather makes it great to snuggle up in bed with a good book and a hot drink. Unfortunately, adding a fireplace to our bedrooms is out of the budget for most, especially if you're renting. So here are my 6 tips on how to create a cozy winter bedroom without breaking the bank. First, add layers to your bed. This will make it feel super luxurious and allow you to snuggle up on those cold winter nights. It also works really well if you and your significant other have different preferences when it comes to temperature when you sleep. My husband tends to run a lot hotter than I do, except for right now actually, because I'm 8 months pregnant and I'm roasting all of the time even though it's freezing outside. But it does allow you to sort of customize how each person likes to sleep. How we like to start when we make our bed is we start with sheets. I love 100% cotton high thread count sheets. And then next we add on a quilt. It's nice and thin and it's really perfect if you run a bit hotter at night. You can just have the sheet and the quilt on and usually you're perfect. Next, I like to add a duvet and duvet cover folded at the end of the bed, or you might know this as a doona or a quilt, depending on which part of the world you're from. This is really good for those extra cold winter nights. If you're feeling cool, you can just pull it up. It's also really handy for keeping your feet warm. And then finally, I like to drape a textured blanket at the end. And speaking of adding a blanket to the end of the bed, that is tip number 2. Not only does it add an additional layer for those really cold nights, but it makes the bed feel really luxurious and hotel-like. I also like to make sure particularly that the blanket or throw is textured, so either a chunky knit or even a faux fur. It just adds layers and texture to the room and makes it feel extra cozy. Next, I recommend switching out the globes in your lamps for warm light instead of cool light. This may seem like a strange one, but warm light has the effect of creating coziness and warmth in a room. It's super easy. You can pick extra globes up for a couple of dollars at your local hardware store or supermarket. And switching out warm light to cool light is such a great way to add those hygge vibes to your space. Next, again, this is a great tip for my hygge lovers out there, is adding candles to your room. I have one by my bedside and I have one on the dresser. And I love to alternate burning these in the evenings, or I might take one into the bathroom if I'm having a relaxing bath, and it just adds beautiful fragrance and glow and candlelight to your space. Tip number 5 is to play up the winter tones in your room. You might notice that my bedding is all neutral colored. However, I like to use grey and white and beiges in my bedding. I also switch up the sheet set every now and then for a deep navy. It's a really great way to try out color in your space using navy blue. If you're typically a neutral lover like myself, navy is almost a neutral in itself, but adding deeper, bolder colors in winter is such a great time to try it out and maybe step outside of your comfort zone. Beige, grey and brown tones are also considered very calming, which is a great thing to have in a bedroom space when it's somewhere that you want to relax and go to sleep and sleep peacefully every night. And finally, don't forget about your floors. Adding a area rug under your bed is one of my favorite things to do to add coziness in a bedroom. Also, if you really want to layer it up in winter, you could try simply adding something like an inexpensive sheepskin to one side of the bed. Creating layers in your rugs adds such warmth and texture and coziness. And it's also such a nice thing to step out onto and squish your feet into when you wake up in the morning when it's really cold outside. So those are my 6 tips on how to create a luxurious and cozy winter bedroom. I feel like I've said cozy about 5 million times in this video, but you get the idea. Layers, texture, cozy fabrics, and calming colors are the way to go, and it's such a great time of year to play that up. So thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, again, I would love if you could give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. I post a new video pretty much every week, so stay tuned for next week, and hopefully I will see you all soon. Bye. It's really hard to struggle up here when you're 8 months pregnant.